Today in our 2017 GMC Terrain, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the CURT Class 3 trailer hitch receiver, part number 13591. This is what our hitch looks like when it's installed. As you can see, this is the only part of the cross tube you can see. It has a rounded design, fits with the contour of the vehicle. What's good about this hitch, it is flush with the bumper fascia, so you're not going to have to worry about hitting your legs or shins on it when you're loading or unloading the back of the vehicle. It's going to be a Class 3. It's going to be 2" by 2". You're going to have a 5/8" hitch pin hole. It also has a reinforced collar around the receiver tube to give you a little extra stability. Plate style safety chain rings. You can see it has plenty of room for different size safety chain hooks. You're going to have a max tongue weight of 350 pounds, which is the downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. You're going to have a max trailer weight of 3,500 pounds, which is the trailer plus the load included. Now you can use weight distribution with this. Tongue weight's going to go up to 400 pounds, and the trailer weight's going to go up to 4,000 pounds. I do recommend checking your owner's manual to make sure your vehicle can withstand that amount of weight, and you're going to want to pick the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. This hitch is fairly easy to install. Comes with all the necessary hardware. There's going to be no drilling required. It's going to use existing weld nuts in the frame and existing holes in the bumper. Now we will give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mounted accessories you may need, such as a bike rack, ball mount, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 2.5 inches. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube will be about 15 inches. Now let's show you how to get this installed. First thing we need to do to start our installation is this panel right here on the bottom of the bumper. We need to remove it. Up inside, there's little tabs. You just push in. There can be 4 of them. Push in on the one side, and it'll start to pop out. You just reach up, push in on that tab, go across and push in on each one. It'll come off. Next, you're going to take one of your hex bolts, and up on the side of the frame rail, you're going to have 2 holes. They're going to have weld nuts inside of them. Even though this is a new model vehicle, you want to make sure that you take your hex bolt and thread it in so that it goes in clean. If you have any holdup at all, you need to clean them out, spray some lubrication in there, and take a hose brush or something and clean them out. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our square spacer block, our carriage bolt, and our pull wire. And what we need to do is, if you look right up here, you're going to have a hole here, you're going to have a hole here. We want to take this push wire or feed wire, spring in, we're going to put it through that hole, and we're going to go down the end, right past the exhaust pipe, to the end of the frame rail. Now what I suggest doing is, if you bend the end of it, that'll help keep your wire from pulling up into the hole. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our spacer block and our carriage bolt, and we're going to thread it on to the end of our pull wire. We're going to push it into the end of the bumper beam. We're going to pull it through until we come out this hole. Now your kit only comes with 1 wire, so we're just going to unthread it. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Go ahead and remove the pull wire. Next, with an extra set of hands, we'll raise our hitch into position. You want to make sure that you don't push your 2 bolts that you have in the center back up into the frame. On the outside of our frame, we're going to use a hex bolt, conical tooth washer. You want to make sure the teeth are facing toward the hitch. Now a little trick I want to show you. Because this moves and it's such a tight spot, if you take a flathead screwdriver, or you can even use a socket if you wanted. Usually a flathead screwdriver gives you a little bit more room. And put a little pressure on that bolt. When you put your flange nut on, it'll be a little easier to thread onto it, because the bolt's not going to move. You don't have to worry about pushing it back up in there. We'll do the same thing for this one over here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten down my bolts. We use a 3/4 inch socket for these two here with a swivel head. Next, we're going to use a short 3/4 inch socket for our bolts here on the side. Then we're going to repeat that same thing for the other side. Next, we'll torque all of our hardware down to the specifications and the instructions. And you're going to want to repeat that for all remaining hardware. And that'll do it for look at and installation on the CURT Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number 13591 on our 2017 GMC Terrain.